Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am super excited to bring you today's review. After a very long hunt and a lot of hand-wringing and basically resigning to the fact that I would probably never own these, it was a last-ditch Hail Mary and something I should have been my first step. Went to my usual distributor, and sure enough, he actually had these figures before you. These are the Wave 2 Transformers Cyberverse one-step changers. Now, if you remember, the Wave 1 figures were just repaints from Robots in Disguise of some of the later models. Bumblebee, Blur, and Soundwave. These are actually retools of previous models done for Starscream, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. Now, Prime and Megatron, through the various movie lines, have had a few one-step changers. But I'm pretty sure this is the first time we're getting Starscream in his full, in a one-step changer. Like I said, these are very hard to find. I've heard they're showing up in Mares in Illinois, and really that's about all. The only other place to get them is on eBay, where the prices are horrendous. Optimus Prime and Megatron hover around the $20 price point, whereas I've seen Starscream go as high as $35. So, yeah, we're going to take a look at each one individually. We'll start off with Optimus Prime, and we're going to get to that right now. I do want to give a quick thank you to FLW Studios, who's a regular viewer, and helped me actually identify the original molds that these were based on. I mean, I pretty much knew Optimus Prime and Megatron, but Starscream kind of threw me. We'll get to, we'll talk about the original molds as we go through them. Optimus Prime is, for those of you longtime viewers, is based on the one-step Galvatron mold from Age of Extinction. And in fact, if you go back and watch that video, I called it then that would be a perfect mold to repaint and retool into an Optimus Prime figure. And here we are. Basically, the shelling and design is all new. Interestingly enough, if you remember on Galvatron, he had like this depressed spring head, like roof here. I don't understand why it was there. But yeah, the transformation works exactly the same. It's a great little truck. You want to depress the catch here that it will release the hook that's holding the top part of the roof in place, and then you'll rotate it around. So we'll just do this. And as you see, you're going to have to do 2 rotations. Here comes the arms, the chest, the legs are splitting, and bang-a-bang-a-boom. Keep going, keep going. It will stop and lock into place. And there you have Optimus Prime. A very nice, that evergreen head design is there. You can, of course, move the arms forward. 5mm peg holes. And that's really about it. The figure can stand, but that's it for articulation. No head or anything. To go back into vehicle mode, make sure you have the arms down at the side as far as it'll go. There are these little plastic tabs or, edges of plastic that they will rest on. Come behind here and depress the release again and just rotate everything in the opposite direction. Just go ahead, keep going, and it will snap into place. And we're back in truck mode. So, yep, fantastic little figure. Really happy to finally see it. It's not exactly the G1 Optimus Prime, but it's close enough. So it'll go great with that prowl that was released in Age of Extinction as well. So we'll pause and we'll take a look at Megatron. Okay, and here's Megatron. Now, Megatron, I'm fairly certain, is a retool of the Age of Extinction Megatron, which was based on the Revenge of the Fallen tank, Cybertronian tank mode. So we still have like a Cybertronian tank, but it's a little more Earth looking. And what's nice is the front of the barrel can pivot upward. So you do have a little play function there in vehicle mode. But this is a really nice looking tank. Much like on the Warrior and, well, more on the Supreme class version, you have these additional weapons here. Some side guns, missile batteries, and what have you. And all that, but this cannon really is the star here. I mean, it's wonderful that you can have it sit up. One little nagging thing is, as you see, the back section here is a little loosey-goosey, as they would say. So you should be careful handling it, but it does roll quite nicely. To engage the transformation, all you're going to do is depress that purple tab, and everything will spring forward. You then want to pick the figure up, and there we have Megatron. The transformation is very similar to Siege Megatron, which leads me to believe what the theory I've had for a while now is that Siege, and well, I should say Cyberverse, is maybe the more, in terms of design, the more simplified version of Siege. You can go ahead and bring the cannon back if you want for whatever reason, but the next step is there are the hands here and arms do tab into place. They will unpeg, you'll hear a little snap as they come loose, so you can have the arms facing forward, and much like Optimus Prime, you do have the 5mm points there, ports there. So really nice looking figure. Again, that evergreen Megatron head design, although it's, you know, been zhushed up for Cyberverse. This is probably the closest we'll get to a G1 one-step Megatron, since they'll never do a gun transformer again. But to transform back into vehicle mode, very simple, of course. Swing the arms back down. You want to make sure they do snap back into place. And then just grab this whole back section, bring it down, and that will snap into place. And there you have Megatron back in its tank mode. So we'll just pause now and take a look at the star of the set, Starscream. Okay, and we're going to take a look at the star of the show, Starscream. This is how the figure will come out of packaging. You do need to do a little pre-transformation, and that's just folding the wings out just like this. Thanks to FLW Studios for pointing this out. I do believe this is a heavy retool of the Last Night Turbochanger Megatron figure, the Jet. Unlike that figure, you do not have to fold the wings back in for transformation. All you have to do is grab the nose cone here. That will flip everything out. The fuselage will open up. That will be the arms. At the same time, it'll fold back the jet canopy, spread the legs, and flip the wings around. There you go. There's Starscream's robot mode. One little bit of complaint is, as you can see, the head is unpainted. It is that nice modern look from Cyberverse, but it's in the same metallic gray plastic as the rest of the body. The arms can move forward, but they are attached to these side panels, the fuselage panels, and do have a little bit of a tendency to fold inward as you move them up because of the spring they're attached to, but they do have the 5mm points. This is my favorite of the three. Yes, because it's a new fairly new transformation scheme for the one-step turbochargers, but also just because it's a G1 Starscream and it's a jet, and I do like it when they do these one-step changers and using vehicles that are not, you know, ground-based, like Helicopter Drift, The Last Night, Megatron, etc., etc., and now we have Starscream. To return him to vehicle mode, just go ahead and fold the arms down. They will just line up back into place right there. Come around the figure, grab the nose cone, and then bring it all back forward. Everything will just swing and flip right back into place. So there you have the jet mode. Right now things are holding quite nicely, but I can see this part loosening up over time if you turn it upside down, but why would you do that? So there you have Starscream back in its jet mode. We'll pause, and I'll give you my final thoughts. As I said at the beginning, these are very hard to find. in terms of getting them in retail, both online and brick and mortar. Amazon doesn't have them. Big Bad Toy Store doesn't have them. Really, the only way to get them is from eBay, from third-party sellers, which, as I mentioned, are charging astronomical fees for these simple one-step changer figures. Do not pay those fees. If you have a private dealer like I do, I paid about $11 a pop, which is roughly what they would go for after tax. You know, go that route. But just remember, these are one-step changers. These are not highly articulated, intricate, full-size Transformers. These are really meant to be fun little fiddle toys, desk toys, given to young kids. Or if, you know, you want to actually have a Transformer that will transform, you know, in the amount of time it takes to go, or, you know, the old transformation sound. Oh, that was a bit silly. But I am very happy to have them. I am looking forward to the other one-step changers coming, not only from the Cyberverse line, but apparently we're also getting some from the Bumblebee movie line. Those are, again, will be retools of pre-existing molds and what have you, but I am looking forward to them, as I hope that you guys are too. The Cyberverse one-step changers are now apparently going to have some sort of action features to them, which I think are great. That, you know, makes them more than just a novelty, you know, toy, and something a bit more involved and interactive. So there you go. For Optimus Prime, Starscream, and Megatron, this will probably be my last review that I will be filming before Christmas. So, of course, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. To those of you who don't really celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope the season is good to you. You have some time off to unwind and reflect. There might be another just pre-recorded review going up before Christmas, but like I said, this is the last new one I'll be doing unless some amazing miracle happens and you know, Siege, Leader Class, Shockwave, and Ultra Magnus show up, then that'll be a real Christmas miracle. But yep. Also like to thank everyone who's been following along with my daily Advent Calendar vlogs. I haven't lost as many subscribers as I thought I would, so, you know, thanks for sticking around. And that was a bit of a ramble there at the end, but it is what it is. So again, happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.